Bore da I chi a chroeso I ddiwrnod ola, diwrnod 6 o ras Cefn y Ddraig. Welcome to the final day, day 6 of the world's toughest mountain race.
Yes, indeed. Lisa Watson and James Nobles, our overnight leaders, have just dipped in on their journey down to Cardiff.
It takes courage to get to the start line, but it takes faith to get to the finish line. And after 5 days of holding on to that dream,
Good luck, guys.
all of these runners can now start to believe in that finish line.
But between them and that finish line, just a mere matter of 63 kilometres.
Tired. Legs are like lead, but they'll get there. I really wanted it to happen, but I had no idea that I could make it happen.
So here we are at the support point on day 6 of the Montane Dragon's Back race in Trelewis, around about 32 kilometres into today's stage, and we've just got the halfway runners setting off on their journey to Cardiff.
Yeah, and after a week of being in that Dragon's Back race bubble, there's a strong feel of belonging, isn't there? Look at them, they're all supporting each other, everybody knows each other by now, and they're all pushing each other towards Cardiff.
Yeah, and just having come into the station here, we had James Nobles and
Lisa Watson.
Looking absolutely superb. Both of them pushing hard onto the taff trail.
It was like a pit stop, wasn't it?
It
In,
was.
out.
Formula One style.
Yeah, brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. So,
they're all brilliant.
and we're going to head now down to Cardiff.
See you there.
See you there.
When I did it in 19, the last checkpoint on the last hill, I really got overwhelmed with the feeling of sadness, because this bubble we're in the whole week, this parallel world where all the worries you have in everyday life is gone, and you don't have to be anything for anybody other than yourself. You just be right here around with loving people, and that's gonna end. So I'm probably gonna be sad first and then proud, and then I'm gonna call my kids.
Well, in Cardiff, in moments like this, I don't think I have enough words. If I make the finish once there, I would say I'm a very happy man. Now I'm thinking about in this moment, and once there, well, happy.
So, Lowri, we're in Cardiff, capital of Wales. Fantastic, beautiful Butte Park. Unfortunately not inside the castle, but just outside, lovely atmosphere. It's been an absolute trip, hasn't it?
It has. The excitement of seeing the runners pushing their boundaries and making it through one day and another day, and then finally arriving here in Cardiff, but also extreme sadness, because I know some of the runners have been training for this race for not just months, for years, and they've not been able to make the journey down to Cardiff. And that really does break your heart sometimes, just to see the disappointment. But when I leave the Dragon's Back race, the one thing that sticks in my mind is that camaraderie, not just between the runners, but also between the crew, the support team and the runners. There's a brilliant family feel to this race, and that's why it makes it such a popular and a must-do race, I think.
I've been particularly impressed as well by the whole team here at Rio Events, and of course at the Montane Dragon's Back, and the wider volunteer group who come and make this happen, because the runners comment on it and they just say, look, you know, absolutely everything's done for us. It's almost like they've got to do some running, but it's almost like a holiday through Wales, and they see the best parts, they see the best scenery, they see the hardest parts. And I think that the organisation, they do need a pat on the back, because without it, and you can just feel it here in Cardiff, without it, this race wouldn't be half the race it is.
One of the things that's impressed me as well is the the unexpectancy of the Dragon's Back race. At the start of a race, you look around at the runners, you've got mountain runners, you've got trail runners, ultra runners, road marathon runners, and you never ever know who's going to make it to the finish line. You've got to expect the unexpected with this race, and that's one of the things that makes it so appealing to everybody, I think.
And also the backstory, we don't know, do we? You know, people are from all walks of life, from every strata of society coming together, and they've all got one thing to do, and what it is to get from Conwy to Cardiff. So it's a real leveler as well. But there must have been some highlights.
I'm extremely impressed and proud to see Lisa Watson finishing in fourth position. And she's had a fantastic race, as well as all the other female athletes that we're seeing coming here today. Many of them really having to dig deep, as everybody has, but they've had to sacrifice a few things to make it to the start line, and then they've had to push their limits to get to the finish line. And Lisa Watson, I'm sure, will be a huge role model for many future female athletes. I don't think people can appreciate the significance of her performance this year.
Yeah, I mean, my highlights, I would say that I think Chris Cope, the way that he's performed, being a type 1 diabetic, and almost saying to society, look, there's people who have this condition, who have a condition which is very, very current, right in the news. But I think for him to say, not only can you do a sport, not only can you partake in society, but you can also take on the world's toughest mountain race. And for me, that has been one of the highlights, I must admit. His attitude, his smiling face, his can-do attitude throughout the week, absolutely superb. But the ultimate, for me, the ultimate highlight, I think, has been just the emotion. The emotion in this race. Unless you come into this race and feel it, you can't believe what it's like. And whether it's been having fun with all the crew, whether it's the emotional highs and lows, all of it, it's an absolute journey, and I'm getting quite emotional talking about it.
Yeah, I know. I totally concur with you, and also it sounds a bit silly saying this, but when you see the runners, when they leave the Dragon's Back race, they walk a little bit taller.
Yeah, they do.
They've got this certain belief that, you know, if I can do the Dragon's Back race, then anything is possible. Believe in the impossible. And it goes to show that ordinary people can do the most extraordinary things. It's not just extraordinary people.
And I guarantee you, in this, whatever, 1,000 people that are here, I guarantee you, one of these people here will sign up for this race and will probably run it and will probably complete it. That's one of the amazing things as well.
Yeah.
It is.
And more women.
And more women.
I want to see more women doing the Dragon's Back race.
I can't believe it. It was one hell of a week, and yeah, just stuck with the game plan, and somehow it's paid off. So day one, I was just wanting to keep Simon in sight, and then we went up into the, I think it was into the Glidders, and like the fog came down, I lost him, so that went to pot. And then the second day, I just decided to try like keep a consistent pace. I knew like if I just went surging, my stomach could go and I might end up in a bad place. So I just tried to keep a bit of consistency going, and I tried to do that all the way to the end.
Lisa, here we are in Cardiff, your second win at the Montane Dragon's Back race.
Crazy.
First of all, how does it feel?
Really great now I've stopped. No, generally I've really enjoyed pretty much all of it. There's been like only a couple of low points. Yesterday afternoon and the afternoon of day 3, but they're both the really long days, so it kind of makes sense that it'd be then. But day 4 I absolutely loved, honestly. I was like smiling ear to ear from start to finish, so that was great. So yeah, it's easy to run well when you've got a smile on your face and really enjoying yourself.
It sure is. And
yeah.
you've won this race twice now.
Yeah.
Shane Oley, who's the race organiser, said that you automatically get a place next year. Wouldn't it be nice to become the first person ever to win this race 3 times?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that would be really cool, but I need maybe a day to think about it.